Hi, my name's Sarah Terry and here I am again with more mental health hints, tips and advice. And as always, if you're enjoying these videos, please click subscribe and also click on the little bell for the notifications so that you'll get my videos as and when they're released. So today I want to talk about introverts and extroverts because often people don't know the difference. So how do we know if we're an introvert or an extrovert? What is an introvert and an extrovert? So, a lot of people will say, well, an introvert's a really shy person, you know, they don't really go out, they don't like people, and an extrovert's really outgoing, you know, you think of celebrities, film stars, those sorts of people, yeah, they're all extroverted, and, you know, extroversion is sort of synonymous with success and getting out there, whereas introversion is a bit more, oh, you don't really like getting out in the world and doing things. That is not true at all. When we talk about introverts and extroverts in terms of, in psychological terms, it's about the way we process the world around us. Now, this was first discovered a long time ago by a really clever guy called Carl Jung, and he was the first person to observe, he was a psychologist, he was the first person to observe that some people experience the world externally and some people experience the world internally. So in other words, if you are, and don't forget this is a spectrum, okay, so everyone sits somewhere on the spectrum. So some people might sit in the middle and they have equal amounts of both. But mostly speaking, you know, 50% of this will resonate with, you know, 50% of you and 50% will resonate with the other 50% because it is a roughly 50-50 split. I think there are slightly more extroverts in the world. So how do you know you're an extrovert? Well, extroverts are people who, if they're thinking about something or they're weighing something up or just, you know, during their day, they like to talk, they like to say it, they like to externalise it, have discussions about it. They also like to receive, talking and receive information in that way. And what that does is it energises them. And so the more interaction they have with others, the more energised they tend to feel. So think about going to a party. So if you're an extroverted person, first of all, you'll be really looking forward to going to the party and you'll have been planning it for ages. What am I going to wear? You know, oh, who's going to be there? Really exciting. Okay, you'll get there and you'll go and speak to everyone, you'll go and speak to new people and you'll really enjoy yourself. And as the night goes on, you'll probably find that you enjoy yourself more and more and you'll have had a really brilliant night because you're getting your energy and your information from that interaction with people. Okay. Now, introverts, on the other hand, experience the world and process the world in their head. So they might have loads and loads of stuff going on in here, but be silent. Or they might have loads and loads of stuff going on in here, thinking about work, but actually they're talking about shopping, for example. So they're not as good at bringing their brain into the world. Okay, now what that means for people that are introverted is that because their brains are usually quite full of information and processing and stuff that they're doing, extra interaction can be quite stressful. So we'll go back to the party scenario. Introverts, first of all, struggle because they know it's going to be a bit stressful for them. So when they've got a party or a gathering coming up, they can get quite worried about what that's going to go like. Are they going to get trapped there? Are they going to, you know, get trapped with somebody that they don't want to talk to? Because introverts aren't very good at chit-chat either. They're quite good at sort of in-depth conversations, but chit-chat, they're not very good at all. So that's a big fear. Now, they'll get to the party and they'll be fine. And, hi, everybody. Yeah. But after about an hour, that's probably my limit, after about an hour, that's it, they've had enough and they need to get away. So if you're an introvert, and this rings true for you, and they're usually the ones that you find sort of like lingering in little groups in the kitchen or somewhere out the way of all the activity that's going on, you know, they might be the one that's, it's usually me, in the corner with the dog or something like that, because they've just had enough, they're overstimulated, and then they need to come away from it. Okay, there's no right or wrong, you know, nobody's better than each other, it's just the way we are. So introverts, for example, can find busy situations really stressful. So shopping situations where there's lots of noise and activity, school, work, if they work in a really busy open plan environment, that can be really stressful because you're constantly absorbing all the stuff that's going on around you. Now, so don't forget, as an extrovert, that's energising you. As an introvert, it's de-energising you, okay? And just being aware of that, I think, whether, you know, think about yourself, but also think about people you know, maybe think about people you work with. You know, are you noticing this sort of behaviour in somebody? And it's quite common that people say, oh, you're boring. Oh, why don't you want to go to the party? Why don't you want to go to the pub for a quick drink? You're boring. Well, actually, I've been at work all day, and all I want to do is sit in front of the telly on my own and just have a bit of quiet time, you know, whereas an extrovert will come home from work energised, and they'll want to carry on with that situation. So those are the biggest differences really between introverts and extroverts. So have a think about which one you might be, and have a think about some of the people in your friends and the family as well, and what they might be, and maybe just cut each other some slack once in a while. So I'm going to be talking more about personality types, and introvert and extrovert is the very tip of the iceberg of that. So stay tuned for some more videos that I've got coming about other aspects of our personality and how we make decisions differently, how we communicate differently. What you say to one person, you might think you're saying A, but they're hearing F. So the more we learn about personality and how each one, you know, sort of operates, the more we can have sympathy and communicate better. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
If you thought any of that made sense, then you might want to check out my online courses and some of my written stuff too. I hope to see you over there. Oh, and please subscribe to my channel. Also, you might want to check out these really cool designs. Yes, breaking fashion rules.